Sean,
Yes, sir.
is it cold enough for you out here?
You know, I'm not a fan of cold weather.
See,
So it is cold enough for me.
I prefer the cold over the heat. Because with cold, at least you can layer.
My favorite is spring.
And we can just get a nice 70 degrees with a slight breeze. That's all I'm asking for. Oh, you're about to make me start singing. Blue skies are shining. Tomorrow's Valentine, isn't it? Guys, I hope you prepared something.
You just take your time.
But Sean, Deputy Laura said Mahia will just take the flowers here and pretend like he's been prepared.
Judge, this is the third year we're in trial for Valentine's Day, the third year in a row.
Look at us bringing people together. Is it truly the third year in a row that we've been in
Yes.
trial for Valentine?
Yes.
Oh. All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, you need to stand and let me know you're here. Otherwise, I'm going to assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. Isaac Valle. Isaac Joel Valle. Am I saying his last name correctly?
Yes.
And he's not even here for me to show him that I know what to do with double L's now. James Ross, custody. Rakeem Ashmore, custody. Mary Stella Guerrero. Mary Stella Guerrero. Ulysses Gloria Benitez, custody. Brian Pena. Custody. Jamarion Greer. It's going to be one of those days. Ahmad Brown, custody. Cantu Craig, custody. Jessica Lopez. Thank you. You have bucked the tree and you are here. Thank you. Tehran Trevino. Tehran Allen Trevino. Thank you. Ezekiel Martinez, custody. Roberto Avalos Jr. Roberto Avalos Jr. Vincent Arredondo. Thank you. Jorge De Leon, custody. Cassandra Oberlinder. Cassandra Oberlinder. Carlos Benavides, custody. Jalen Zavala. Jose Cervantes. You know, it's beginning to be just one of those days. Oh, thank you, Rick. You're saving the day. Cody Wise Carver. Jamie Cameron. Yes. Eduardo Reyes. Custody. Frederica Nelson. Paula Diaz. Oh, thank you. Paula Diaz. Guadalupe Rodriguez. Samantha Ladone. Custody. Marlon Phillips. Marlon Phillips. Marlon Phillips. You made it. That was savage. Michael Rodriguez, Eric Padilla, Cody Cross, Christopher Beltran, Chase Gordon. Custody, Aisha Esparza, Aisha Esparza. Cara Clark, Isaac Hernandez, Michael Rodriguez, custody. Is there anyone who came in late or your name was not called? All right, everyone, these are the rules of the court. Criminal trial division files are there. Family violence files are there. You can just pull your file. Once you reviewed it, just place it on the table for the corresponding prosecutor and they'll call you over when they've read the file and are ready to confer. If you have a client who's in custody, they'll need to be brought out. You're not ready to approach the court if you have not conferred with the state and conferred with your client. Today is Friday Eve. It's going to be a great day. And remember, if your client wishes to speak to the court in language other than English, you will need to ask the clerk to have an interpreter brought down. When you've done those things, just approach this side and ask them to pull your file, have a seat. I'll call you in order of appearance. Who are the parties who just came in? Are you on the docket? Okay.
Are you in the docket? Are you here to visit someone or? to
Yes.
see- Oh, okay, there's no visitation, okay, so you cannot talk to the person that's in custody.
All right, and you need to take your hat off. Thank you. All right, everyone, before we start conferring, of course, you all know it's Friday Eve. It's going to be a great day, and tomorrow is Valentine. And we have with us Christine Hernandez and her husband, Mr. Hernandez. And yesterday was their anniversary. You can't get any closer to the Valentines than that. And they're still together, yay! And enjoying each other's company. All right, everyone, please confer.
So you got a lot of
Cam-
folks like
cam-
there. Yes. Well, it's good for you. Okay. Thank you. I've told her and on call.
Yeah, it is.
She looked like she gets everything is ready to come to court. Once we sign that, whether that means that she's actually coming to court anytime soon, I don't know.
It's for Carlos Martinez house. Yes. Because we've got a video advisor for that. Yes.
He's in jail. Did you request him from the deputy?
Oh, no, I will, and then I'll just try to find Mr. Martinez as soon as he gets here. Thank you so much.
Did you apply with custody?
Yes. Go ahead, please.
He's in jail.
He's in jail?
Yes.
I'm sure you can. Cool name. Like all three.
Gloria.
Oh, thank you.
11.
For me to say that?
It is.
That's-
No, it's hot. In the docket, sir? Okay. Your cap, sir.
Good morning.
I know she was.
Yeah.
Good though. You were like this. Nate, you did it.
Good morning. Here. You want me to wait? Yeah, no problem. The 186, not come out. We'll count that.
Is anybody here from Docket? Who has Docket? Nate? Is working?
No, they fine.
Oh, no more. You're here for family members, and not just if no have no picture, so that's where we have to step up.
Isaac Valle. Oh, just stand. All right, thank you. Mary Guerrero. Jamarian Greer. Thank you. Tehran Trevino. Roberto Avalos. Cassandra Oberlinder. Jalen Zavala. You need to be on the second row. Paul Diaz. Hello.
Jesus.
Good morning.
A lot of client under the concept, so I'm just giving the file. It's,
You have motion?
My second question is that you don't have to be ready for that player or no?
No, because I'm on concept. Just call a friend, tell them. Break down. Hopefully, perfect world, I can get down. Perfect world.
Jesus Herrera. All right, who's the,
I haven't conferred on sending the bond yet, Judge. I was just getting a copy of the MTR from him.
all right, thank you.
Judge, I put it up there.
Sorry about that.
Mary Stella Guerrero. Who are the three people who just walked in? Excuse me, who are you? All right, are any of you on the docket? All right, thank you. All right, for anybody out there who has not planned for Valentine's Day, and I know there's many, because whenever I go to the HEB, I see guys grabbing the last of the dead flowers. So My understanding, I think at midnight, maybe, is it at midnight they're doing the mass wedding for free?
Yes.
So you can get your flowers today and do a surprise for your wife. Maybe she'll appreciate it, maybe she won't, I don't know. But that's a romantic gesture. That and probably a boat ride on the Riverwalk. All right, it is not cold outside. Spoken like people who are from the deep south. But Sean, San Antonio is the only place I know where when it's 100 degrees, everybody is, it's too hot. And everybody says, ooh, I wish there was some cool weather. Then the cool weather comes, it's too cold. There's just no pleasing some people. Mother Nature does the best she can do, and you all are not appreciative. Drink some hot tea.
It's cool weather, but it's cold. Right now it's cold.
Feels great. Should I order everybody to wear short sleeves? The people from Colorado are not having any problems with the cold weather here. I saw people walking around with just shorts on.
Yeah.
Yes. They said, I don't think they would take it up. So I'm not sure they want anybody to read on Understood.
Oh, so Deputy Laura? What they have is at midnight, they're having a wedding ceremony. The first 50 couples receive a rose from the Last Straw Florist Shop. Then at 10 a.m., they have another wedding ceremony. And then 12 p.m., there's an unveiling of the love stamp. And then at 2 p.m. is the final ceremony. I see guys looking at me, they're really intent because they had no plans.
Is there a mass no contest divorce?
No, but you can put your cards down. You can bump into people and give them your card.
The Valentine wedding.
You know what? They should consider doing that.
No contest mass divorce. Oh, it would.
Hello, I see Mr. Ross is brought out. I don't know if we're gonna.
He went to the 186.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
But you would have text them, I have no idea.
And to the people in the audience, if your attorney's not here, you need to call them because we are taking our recess at noon. And everybody whose attorney is not present, you're going to have to come back on Monday. Oh, yeah, Monday is a holiday. You have to come back on Tuesday. If you come back on Monday, you'll be here by yourself.
Which has happened.
Hey, that wasn't my fault. We worked on the weekend. All right, talk to the attorneys. They wanted to sequester a jury. And that was a very long drive for me.
Yeah.
I know.
I was like, wait a second, I'm in the right courtroom.
No, I'm going to see a picture.
Cody.
Mary Guerrero. Mary Stella Guerrero. Teran Allen Trevino. All right, you need to be on the second row. Roberto Avalos Jr. Cassandra Oberlinder. Paul A. Diaz.
I think I've done all this. There's two cases on this camera. Plea and then dismissal.
Don't talk to anybody. If you have family here, maybe ask them to step out. Horse blinders on there. Oh, she's right. We have horse, that's right there, man. All of a sudden, you know what?
Yes. Was in progress, and so whether it was actually substance in progress is irrelevant. You put one or something.
Some have new numbers, but I haven't been. I don't know why. Because he was asking if it's 1% money potentially like.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. After. Yeah. I kind of want to. It is. Okay. Yeah, that file right here. Okay. You're all.
Okay, yes. Yes. Oh, it's provision. Yeah, but it's.
No,
I think Sunday is.
Jeannie?
I just wanted to let you know,
Maybe I'll ask you, do you know what the judge does when the defense attorney wants the gun back?
all right. Jesus Herrera, yes.
Morning.
Good morning. And who's the prosecutor on this case?
Yeah.
Marita?
All right. And Mr. Castillon? Orlando? If you just ask the deputy to move you to that end to talk to your client. Yeah. Court is calling 2024 CR 1605 State versus Jesus Alejandro Herrera. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
for the defense?
Kelly Piddle.
And are you Mr. Herrera?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you have a motion to revoke that set, and also the court is in receipt of a motion to set bond. Are you wanting to proceed on the motion to set bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state, have you had a chance to review the motion and confer with defense counsel?
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
And it appears that you all have an agreement of a bond of $2,500. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Herrera, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give would be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Jesus Alejandro Herrera.
All right, Mr. Herrera, the questions I'm going to ask you are not about the motion to revoke. It's just questions to determine what conditions should be set for your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so have you ever been diagnosed with any type of mental health issues?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever been on any type of mental health medications?
No, Your Honor.
Have you ever seen a psychiatrist?
No, Your Honor.
In the past, notice what I'm saying, in the past,
Yes, Your Honor.
have you ever used any type of illegal substance, marijuana, or anything else?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
All right. And in the past, how often were you using?
Every day for 10+ years.
All right.
Yeah.
What substance?
Marijuana mainly and alcohol.
All right. All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court will set your bond at $2,500. Just one moment. All right, your bond will be set at $2,500 and the court is going to order 60 sober meetings. In 60 days. And there will be random UAs, waive fees. All right, the sober meetings are sober support meetings. They're your AA meetings or NA meetings, so you'll need to do those, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything else, defense?
Does he get a list of locations to where he can take those meetings from pretrial or from probation?
Well, he can find them online as well. It depends on what city, what part of the city you live in, but they have them all over. If for some reason you can't find one, they'll, pretrial will let you know where they're located. But if you go online and just Google put in sober support meetings, because sometimes if you put in AA meetings, it doesn't pop up anymore. It pops up as sober support meetings.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we're off the record. The next thing we need to do is we need to set this motion. State, family violence, are you on the number ones that are alleged? One is abandonment and the other one is deadly conduct.
I think the deadly conduct should be CTD judge. I guess the child case should technically be family violence, but I think CTD probably could handle it.
All right,
Sorry, I don't want to be presumptuous.
that's okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reset this for a hearing in 30 days to make sure that your counsel has a discovery on the new number ones. After that date, it's gonna be a quick turnaround for a contested hearing if there's not a proposed agreement reached. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset. All right, your next court date will be March 17th. If you'll make sure he has a reset form.
Yes, ma'am.
And counsel, if you need a copy of the order, you may take it to the back or return it to the clerk that's out here.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, just have a seat in the box.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Norma, you can set the 3/17 day as discovery. Yes.
What do you want?
Back up there, please.
Oh, and Deputy Laura, for him, I guess his family is here. Are you gonna change over anything he has? So that you all won't have to take it back?
Sorry, guys.
Doing paperwork on Mr. Rob.
Bashan Herrera is being reset for 3/17, but that is going to be a discovery for the new number ones in the motion to revoke. Thank you. What page is Herrera on?
He was off docket judge. I just brought him in.
Look at me, handling things that are off the. Jalen Zavala, who's the attorney for Jalen Zavala? All right,
Monica, judge.
thank you. Jessica Lopez. All right, so on this case, where are we on discovery?
Judge, so I think all the discovery from the state has been tendered. I have conferred with defense today and they have provided me with additional things that I need to consider. And so at this point, I'm not prepared to make an offer. And so I'm asking for one setting to review what they've given me and meet with my complainant. And then I'd be prepared to do something at the next setting.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset. We'll call it a discovery setting, but you'll need to be prepared to tender an offer.
Yes, Judge.
Is there anything else from this defense?
No,
All right, what date, Ms. Ferguson?
The 17th, judge.
All right, so it will be March 17th. Just have a seat. Your attorneys will be in the reset form. Once you sign that, you're excused.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here you go. Just have her sign it, bring it back. Thank you. Yes, sir. Okay.
We're a little on that climb. I don't have to scope.
I'll put it up there. Can you put that on Tribune?
Sorry, I was.
Monica's back, judge.
Jalen Zavala. Hello. So today is plea deadline date. Are you all entering into an agreement or you're asking a jury trial?
We're asking for a jury trial, Judge.
All right, how long do y'all expect this jury trial to last?
3 days.
I agree.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date, criminal trial division. It's a DWI with child,
Yes, ma'am.
probably 2 days.
I think they're, I think in June 10th, Judge.
All right.
That's fine.
All right, so we're going to be back on Juneteenth for your jury trial. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court if you decide to enter into a plea bargain agreement. Do you understand?
Yes.
And counsel, you received all discovery?
I have, Judge.
All right, if you all could make sure that an acknowledgement of discovery has been completed because I don't have one.
Yes, Judge.
All right, if you'll have a seat, your attorney will bring your reset form.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No.
Thank you so much.
Once for the defendant.
Thank you so much.
Okay. For Gabala?
Worker?
That one, Judge, it's wrong.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay. Tehran Trevino?
That's a different name.
All right, thank you. Okay,
No, it's, and he's out here already. Judge.
all right, thank you. Just one moment, counsel.
Not a problem.
All right, on this case, where are we on
Because
discovery?
this is first appearance and things are,
Everyone, please whisper.
things are extremely confusing. I have a police report for this case. I have videos and a lot of other reports on a totally different case.
Okay.
DA's office file is exactly the same. So they've got to get some things straightened out so I can.
So the discovery is that you received is not the discovery for this case.
Have a police report for this case, the rest of the discovery is not what we did.
All
Same
right,
situation in his file, so we need all to get this thing straightened out.
all right, Ms. Ferguson, I need this case recalled in 3 weeks for discovery.
Yes, ma'am. March 6th.
All right, we're gonna bring you back on March 6th for discovery. You need to make sure you're on time. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I was here on time. I was waiting outside. I didn't know to come in. It's my first.
Okay, so now you know, I had a client who would never come into the courtroom. And I kept telling her the courtroom is not in the hallway. And she did it every time. And I told her, I do not like having to beg a judge, please do not put my client in jail. They're outside in the hallway. So just make sure, now you know, so you'll know to be in, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Just have a seat and your attorney will bring you the reset form. And as soon as you receive the reset form and you sign it, you're excused.
Ma'am, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Have a happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. I know your wife, you probably already have everything available. Not waiting till the last minute like some of the guys. All right, who's here on Jamie Cameron?
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I can try.
I put it up there, you need to let her know, and then I'll do it.
All right, the court is calling 2023 CR 0057 State versus Jamie Lee Cameron. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Defense?
Patrick Hancock for Ms. Cameron.
And are you Miss Cameron?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications in this case?
No, Judge.
All right, Ms. Cameron, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's go off the record. I have two indictments, and the indictments are different formants of the grand jury. And they're the same indictment
For the same case.
for the same case, but they're different formants of the grand jury. So does anybody want to see what happened?
I can take a look, Judge.
Is that the less than a grand?
Yeah. Okay. Let me check.
All right, thank you. So if you all can step back. Like I's dotted and T's.
That's an eagle eye right there, Judge. Who reads that?
Oh, I try. All right, Isaac Valle.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I cannot complain. It's a beautiful day, although people are complaining about the cold. Why? I do not know.
I heard you say before, the same one to say it's too hot here. I can't,
Yes.
I'm gonna fall out.
So when people bring that up, I hope you are here to remind them what they said on this day.
Yeah, I think they want to live in Hawaii or something.
You know, I've never been. That's on my list. All right, so today is the final plea deadline date.
We need a trial date.
All right. How long do y'all expect this trial to last?
Oh, 2 days, maybe.
All right.
I'm sorry.
3 days.
3 days. 2.5.
But he says 2, so it's gonna be 2. All right, Miss Ferguson on Valle, jury trial, 2 days. All right, defense, is June 10th soon enough for you?
It is, Judge. Sounds like a lucky day.
All right, so your jury trial is gonna be June 10th. The court will not consider any plea bargaining agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, my other question is, of course, I don't have the acknowledgement of discovery. So if you all could have that done and sign it before you leave.
Yes, Judge.
And the last notes that were here from the previous judge is that there are new charges, new felonies pending. Is that the case or no?
That is correct.
All right, so I'm assuming,
You want to know what they are, Judge?
well, no, have they been indicted? Is that going to impact this trial?
2 are felonies, pre-indictment, 1 is a misdemeanor.
All right, so counsel, do you have the discovery on the pre-indictment cases?
No.
All right, so are you listed as his attorney on the pre-indictment cases?
Yes.
All right, so if you can make sure that he has discovery for that, because we're going to go to trial on June 10th. And if he has not received discovery for that and you all are planning to use it, then you may not be allowed to use it.
Understood.
All right, once you sign the acknowledgement of discovery in the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Yes.
They're the same person, Judge. It looks like one is the original handwriting and the stamp. So I just think they're copies to us.
Okay. All righty. All right, if you have your client come back up.
Sure.
What's your name?
I'm sure that says Brandon.
Oh,
Floyd.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go with what you all say.
Mr. Cordero.
All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 0057. Could you all please re-announce for the record?
Megan Galloway for the state.
Patrick Hancock from Ms. Cameron, the defendant.
All right, so both of you all have had a chance to review the true bill of indictment and it appears to be in order.
It does, Your Honor.
And did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? All right. It appears that you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1. Let's see, just one moment. Less than 1 gram, possession less than 1 gram. The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, she's competent and sane.
Ms. Cameron, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, sir.
Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 months in the Bexar County Jail under 1244, and there's an $800 fine and no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motion?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State any evidence.
State offers state's exhibit number 1 and attachments.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Redondo?
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we both sides have worked hard to get to this agreement. She's been in jail for quite a while, so we'd like for you to go along with it.
All right, the court will find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 6 months in the Bear County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. There's an $800 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Is this a judgment satisfied?
Probably not quite, Judge.
All right. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, it is.
And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, it is.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Drugs are dangerous, right? They're dangerous whether they're prescribed by the doctor or whether you're just getting them from other people. The people who sell illegal drugs, they do not care about you. If you end up dying from it, guess what? They're like, oh, well, we have another customer. Don't be that person, because the drug you had here was very dangerous. Don't be that person where there's a bite out in the field and somebody has to identify and it's you. You understand? When you're released from custody, if you have a drug issue, if you don't have a support system to help you maintain your sobriety, if I'm still here, you can come back to court and I will help get you to a place or with someone who can help you. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
As far as that.
We have just agreements right here.
All right, Cody Cross.
He's here, Judge. He's in jail.
Cody,
Yes, come down, please. Mr. Cross, your attorney is in a jury trial. So we're going to recall you back for February 20th. If he is able to be here sooner than that, then he'll let us know and we'll have you brought over sooner. All right, thank you. Vashon Cross is being recalled. Yes, for the 20th. Cassandra Oberlinder. Good morning.
I do not believe she's present. I have not been able to make recent contact with her. I made contact with her when I was initially appointed, but I'm,
Do you know if she's on a PR bond or a commercial bond?
I don't know off the top.
All right, let me see. And if she's on a commercial bond,
I want to say she's on a,
did you check with the bondsman maybe?
I have not.
Okay, let me see. All right, to the clerk, could you check to see if this is a commercial bond or not? It doesn't say so in my system.
Yeah, I have it. Give me 1 second. I'm just waiting for Odyssey. She's on a commercial.
She's on what?
Commercial.
All right, do you want to call the bondsman and see if they can get in touch with her before I make a ruling?
Sure.
All right, so if you'll let defense counsel know.
Yes, ma'am.
Ulysses Gloria Benitez? Yes. Hello.
Hi, Jess.
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Cannot complain.
Super busy, huh?
It happens.
Yes. Yeah, we were here the last time and we were working on a plea that I said we were gonna work it out.
Mhm.
Well, then we find out that we probably made up a deal that even though he
Yes.
speaks perfect English.
Mhm.
The immigration lawyer has been emailing me back and forth.
All right, is your client here?
Yeah, he's in his custody. Judge.
All right, come down, sir.
So the immigration lawyer has been emailing him back and forth. We touched base with him several times this week already. And we touched base with him yesterday and he was calling me this morning. I returned the call this morning.
Mhm.
But I think what he's doing, these guys do, the immigration people do check with immigration to know his status. That's probably what he's doing. So I was gonna ask to not to push the guy because I did call him this morning, the immigration lawyer. It went to voicemail. But I was thinking maybe a week. We call it next Thursday. That should give him enough time
Okay.
because it's gonna be a plea, judge. I just want to have that on record.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for February 27th. All right,
Okay.
so that's more than a week.
Okay, all right.
All right.
And if I get that letter before, maybe I'll add them on to my buck.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, you may be excused. Good seeing you.
I'll explain to you.
Have a seat, sir.
All right, thank you.
Christopher Valentine.
Michael Rodriguez. Good morning. So are these two motions to revoke?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And state, is this the same? Good morning. State, is this the same allegation in each motion?
Your Honor. But the state bill offer a motion to withdraw.
All right, and why are we doing a motion to withdraw?
Looked into the circumstances of the criminal trespass. It is not, in my opinion, egregious. Mr. Rodriguez went to a vacant home on a cold night, trying to stay warm because he is homeless. He was not bothering anyone. A neighbor called to report that there were unknown people inside the home, and that's how we got arrested. Technically is a criminal trespass, but not the most egregious one that I've ever encountered, and I don't believe a sufficient basis to justify a motion to revoke in this circumstance.
All right, and probation, how has he been doing on probation?
Judge, he hasn't had a chance to report to probation. This offense happened shortly after he was granted, so he's been in custody, Judge.
All right, so Mr. Rodriguez, do you have a place to stay?
Not at the moment, when I get out, yes, ma'am.
All right, so let me explain something to you. You're on probation.
Yes, ma'am.
And I know that the state, and state, you may be excused, I know that the state is saying that this was an abandoned home. It's, homes are really truly abandoned. Maybe a relative doesn't know that they've been given the home, right? Nobody likes for people to be on their property or be in their homes when they're not supposed to be. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I know that sometimes people will say, I don't like Haven for Hope because it's not my own space.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, guess what? You don't have any other place to stay.
Sure.
And other places to stay means that you're going to be committing offenses. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So do not come back here for a criminal trespass when there are other places for you to stay. May not be the best place, but it's a place.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court? Oh, yes. All right. So as I've explained to you before, if there's an issue, you need to pick up the phone and call probation. This whole criminal trespass thing probably could have been avoided if you picked up the phone and call probation and say, I don't have a place to stay. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Just gonna sit down so you could sign off on the alternate
We're
condition.
not authorized, she did not learn any of the conditions, but I do want to make sure that.
And let me give you the other one. Judge. Let me find it. Ah, here we are. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They could detain on some point.
Please are adding me down. Oh, okay. I know 399 was looking for me. One, here. Okay, fine. Sorry. There's another.
Who is here on Aisha Esparza?
Motion substitute, Judge.
Thank you. Hi.
Morning, how you doing?
All right. So where is Aisha Esparza? Is she on the docket today?
She is, Judge.
All right, if she'll come forward. All right, and I will sign the motion, and you're asking that Mr. Woodard be your attorney?
No, Your Honor, the other way around. Mr. Guetta, Martin Guetta is substituting in.
Okay. All right, so what I can tell you is Mr. Guerra is going to be out and he's not going to be available until the end of March. You understand?
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, sir.
set this for a contested hearing on March 27th. All right, and council, I'll sign the motion to substitute.
Thanks, Judge. May I be excused?
Just give us a moment.
Yes. Yes, you may be excused.
Mrs. Sparta, here you go.
When is it?
Slot in, sign with the defendant.
Judge said
March 27th.
Give me 1 second.
And Mr. Guerra is retained, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
She's free to go.
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
you're welcome. Make sure you're on time next time. Okay. All right, thank you. You too.
And Judge, Rob has some information to you from the bondsman.
All right, just give me a moment.
Rodriguez? Benitez?
Rodriguez and Benitez.
Council? What update do you have? And is it Oberlin?
Oberlin,
Yes.
excited to spell it. So spoke with the bond company. They haven't had contact with her since July. Phone numbers.
All right. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 012530, State versus Cassandra Bree Oberlinder. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
Andrew Harris, Salem.
defense?
Roberto Ambrosino.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:26 a.m. Counsel, have you had any contact with your client?
I have not been able to make contact.
All right, state.
Hope that bond and issue warrant.
All right, that will be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good day. Jenna, that's a bond forfeiture. Vincent Arredondo.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Come down. Mr. Arredondo, where are you? Oh, thank you. Okay. All right,
Hey,
yes.
Good morning, Judge. We're requesting a reset of this case. I think this might be our first setting on it.
Yes.
And as you know, we're in trial right now and Megan's back at the office working on some things. So we'd request maybe 30 or 45 days.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can have this recalled for 30 days for discovery.
Sounds good.
All right, March 18th, and state on March 18th on Arredondo, you need to be prepared to tender an offer. All right, once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Just have a seat.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
I just need to announce on.
Okay. James Ross,
Yes.
court is calling 2024 CR 008733, State versus James Ross Jr.
Yes, Judge.
Could I have the parties announced for the record for the state,
Jason Garahan.
for the defense?
Orlando Castellano.
And are you Mr. James Ross Jr.? All right, you're gonna need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? And did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we're waiving count one, proceeding on the repeater, and count two. Take it at first.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
All right, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand your charge of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 to 200 grams? Normally, the range of punishment for that is 2 to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. If the state proves the repeat offender enhancement allegation beyond a reasonable doubt to the court, then your range of punishment will be anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, if you have a plea, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes. No.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yeah.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Judge.
Mr. Ross, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
I am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
ma'am.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 2. You are to agree that you've been previously convicted of 1 or more felonies for purposes of enhancement. Punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. State recommends community supervision, and there's to be restitution to the SAPD for lab testing. Did you understand that to be the plea?
I'm a little bit cloudy, Your Honor.
Okay, uncloud your mind.
I think he's heard that it was to be sentenced at 8 years in prison, but I think he did not hear the part where it was recommended for probation and that he was applying for probation.
All right, I'll repeat. Your plea bargain agreement, the state and the defense and yourself have agreed to proceed on count 2 only. Do you understand?
I do.
You are to agree that you've been previously convicted of 1 or more felonies for purposes of enhancement. That's that repeater count that's in the indictment. Do you understand?
Yes.
There's a $2,000 fine. Do you understand?
Yes.
There's a recommendation for community supervision. Do you understand?
Yes.
There's to be restitution to the San Antonio Police Department for laboratory testing of the drugs. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you are revoked, you're looking at 8 years in the prison. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand that to be your plea?
Yes.
Defense is at the plea.
It is, Judge.
State is at the plea.
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
We have no rulings, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 8 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
I do, Your Honor.
Then to count two, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
To the repeater enhancement paragraph, how do you plead? True or not true?
True, Your Honor.
State any evidence.
No objection, Judge.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. The court will find the enhancement true based upon your plea of true and based upon states exhibits 1 and attachments. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Judge, I just asked that you follow the plea agreement.
All right, are you employed?
Not yet, Your Honor.
When's the last time you had employment?
Right before I was arrested on the 13th.
Doing what?
Modeling, acting,
I'm sorry, what?
modeling, acting.
I understood also that he was participating in research studies as well. Is that right?
All right, you say modeling and acting. Where might I have seen you? And in what might I have seen you?
In catalog modeling.
All right, what catalogs?
JCPenney's.
JCPenney still has a catalog? What year would that have been?
23, 22.
All right, I'm gonna look that up. What were you modeling in 23 in the catalog?
Here's San Antonio.
I had a client, Judge, who actually was a model as well. He was modeling, I think, JCPenney's Hager pants and such.
What's his name? James Ross?
It was not, but
So you say modeling and then you say acting?
Well, actually hadn't taken off yet. I just started the classes.
Oh, so you were in classes for acting? Because I will tell you, I watch a lot, so
They were.
I would have seen you if you say, name what you were in.
I was auditioning for it.
For what?
New Tyler Perry movie,
And what is that?
Stranger Things. And also Scream 7. I got the emails if you want to see them.
Oh, yeah, I would love to see the emails for this. Michelle, maybe we could be in a Tyler Perry movie. I knew there was something about him because his name is actually the name of J.R. Ewing's son in Dallas, James Ross Jr., J.R. Ewing.
never watched the show.
Oh my gosh.
I work on that.
Maybe.
And you're in Texas? Okay.
I watched Knight Rider.
Knight Rider, but not Stingray. Well, the Knight Rider you watched, was it the new version?
Oh, no.
Or the old one?
With the Ha.
Oh, who used to be in Young and the Restless as Snapper Foster. But okay, enough about that. And he was also the second Snapper Foster, not the original one.
I was more of a General Hospital person myself, Judge. So
Oh, wow. Huh. The Quartermains?
I don't remember because I was watched it with my aunt. So
Okay. He's like, what are they talking about?
Uh-oh.
All right, so here's my question for you. In the past, what have you used drug-wise?
Marijuana, codeine, promethazine,
Mhm.
marijuana, codeine, promethazine,
Okay.
Xanax.
That will mess up your face if you want to be an actor.
No,
You know,
I'm done with the drugs all the way.
all right, they say acting is for the young. And do you have any children? Age? When's the last time you saw your 2-year-old? Mhm. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 9 years. $2,000 fine, that will be probated, restitution to SAPD for laboratory testing. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. 100 hours will be deducted. For parenting classes, I'm gonna order parenting classes. And I tell you what, this is some incentive to improve acting skills. You may be acting right now, which is great acting. If you provide proof that you were actually in the JCPenney catalog in 2023, not 22, but 2023, I'll deduct 10 hours of community service restitution, and I'll deduct the remaining 90 if you actually are in the Tyler Perry series or someone series. Not as an extra, because those are just people in the background. You understand? If you have speaking lines, I'll weigh the remaining of the hours, and that will give you incentive to work on your acting skills. All right, there's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, field visits, 1 time per month for 6 months. Ms. Abrams, how long will it take for a TAP evaluation in custody and out of custody?
Judge, in custody, I need a out of custody longer.
When we say longer, what are we thinking for out of custody? All right, here's the thing. You're going to be tested on a regular basis. I can keep you in jail for the 2 weeks for the TAP evaluation, or I can let the TAP evaluation be out of custody.
But I know he wants to be out of custody, and that's part of reason we were here is to address that, but we were able to resolve this case. And so I believe that he's motivated to be released. And so if there's
What
other
do you say?
conditions.
Here's the thing, your attorney is not going to be the one on probation, it's you. So we can do the TAP evaluation in custody or out of custody, but I'm telling you, if you end up testing positive for drugs while you're out of custody, they're going to bring to me a motion to revoke or tell me what's happening with you. Then you and I are going to have another conversation, and that conversation may or may not result in you doing a TAP evaluation in custody.
Out of custody,
All right, TAP evaluation out of custody, follow recommendations. There's to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And there's to be no contact with Mark Daniel Lewis. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
just understand, you said 90,
Sober meetings in 90 days. So every day you need to do a sober meeting for 90 days. Those are your AA meetings or NA meetings. You can either do AA meetings or NA meetings, but they're called sober support meetings now. If you go online, you can find one that is near you.
and to get a job too.
Yes. Anything else?
Yes.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. I know I sentenced you to 9 months probation. I'm sorry, 9 years probation. You're like, yay, 9 months. If you complete everything early, you can always come back and ask for early termination. You understand? All right, and this court, to be successful, you need to stay in communication with your probation officer. If you have an issue, let them know. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court and speak to me. You understand? All right, good luck to you. They'll go over your conditions with you. Thank you.
De Leon? Weiscarver? I would also say.
Number, what is page is Ross on?
He's on the first page, Judge, the second one.
All right, thank you. Christopher Beltran? Good morning. Are you all proceeding on the motion?
Judge, I'm asking the court for a couple of weeks reset on this one so I can do some research on some issues that came up today. I've attempted to do it, but I haven't been able to get the information.
All right. And State, do you have any objection to the reset?
No, Judge, we talked about it and I tried to assist him, but I wasn't able to, so I just think we're working towards a resolution, once he's able to find what he needs to.
All right, Norma, on this case, I need a 2-week reset, please. Keep it in this month.
February 27th.
All right, we're gonna bring you back on February 27th. Council, this will be the last reset.
That's fine, Judge. I think I'm out of county on the 27th, so I may be late. If that's what I would request.
That's fine.
Okay, thank you. Does he need to sign this?
He's not gonna make bond, right?
Probation, Christopher Beltran is being reset for February 27th. Brian Pena. Yes, what is happening with this case?
We just got an offer tendered by the state today, Judge.
Okay. All right, how old are you?
21, Your Honor.
All right. All right, I'm gonna set this in March for plea deadline date. I'm gonna set you for March 24th. Counsel, I realize sometimes young people need a chance to think over things, all right? So March 24th is going to be your plea deadline date. Defense, is that enough time for you?
That is enough time. I will just let the court know. I'll email Ms. Ferguson if I do end up going to trial that week in Comal County. Because I
Okay.
would know by the Tuesday before.
Okay,
So if anything, they could just push it to Friday of the same week.
sure.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Your Honor.
Oh, and counsel, if you make sure, if you all have received all of the discovery, to do a discovery acknowledgement for the court.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm putting on my calendar. It's been offered. Are you looking weird? I just said no. No, we showed up.
All right, Norma,
Yes.
if you'll take this, please.
Yeah.
Marlon Phillips,
Here, Your Honor.
yes. Oh, come forward. I'm sorry. Hello.
May I address the court?
Yes.
You asked us to make an effort to get into community court. Unable to do that with the felony prosecution not backing off the 2 felonies. We're not going to go to trial on this matter, but I can't get them in the community court. I suggest a short reset for further discussion regarding possible resolution by mental health supervision while on deferred adjudication.
All right. So how much time are you requesting?
2 to 3 weeks, Your Honor.
All right, this was stapled to the wrong thing. All right, and what other cases does he have other than this drug case?
Not aware of any others, Your Honor.
All right, that's the drug case. All right, so what we'll do is we would call it for 2 weeks. Do you still want it in this month or you want it in the month of March?
March is good.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson,
Yes.
put this for that first week in March, please.
Yes, ma'am, I can do the March 3rd.
Yeah.
All right, and Miss,
Is it 1 felony or 2?
oh, I don't know. That's why I was asking.
You want me to check?
They're together, whatever it is.
All right, Norma, excuse me. So, Mr. Phillips, let me explain something to you. Number one, you're leaving this courtroom, you're not leaving the courtroom in cuffs, so your attorney is doing a good job for you. The reason why I brought up the fact whether it was 1 or 2 is because I could have sworn I heard somebody mention that. Looking on the docket, I only see 1. Do you understand? So this whole releasing of anger towards your attorney and not thinking things through is an issue for you. So you need to start thinking before you just lose it and enter into your angry phase. Do you understand? So all you had to do was calm down and say, I don't understand. Oh, here's the thing. But here's the thing. Listen, all right? Your felony case, the state does not have the labs, right? What we're trying to do and what your attorney is trying to do, this is where the counselor of law comes in, is we're trying to make sure, and he's trying to make sure that you don't pick up another family. felony, because we're dealing with the homelessness issue, maybe mental health issues. He's trying to work on all of that with all of the other caseload he has. You understand? So it does you no good to be angry with him, to speak to him in an angry way, because guess what? He's trying to help you. Now, he may not be able to get you exactly what you want, but he's still trying to help you. And I can tell you, I do not understand, and I've been trying to rack my brains around it. A lot of people will be angry with their attorneys, and the attorney is not even the person who has you in the situation that you're in. Usually when people go see their doctor, they're not angry with them because they have cancer. They're not angry with them because they have high blood pressure. They see them as, yes, this person could probably save me. Your attorney is just doing what's in your best interest and trying to save you. You understand? All right. That's all right. That's great. So here's the thing. Just don't talk to people when you're angry, because people will listen better when you don't come to them angry. That's why I try.
This whole time I had.
I know, but this is why I always tell people, just keep it right here and smile and everything will be okay. All right? So have you been able to find a place to stay or no?
On and off.
All right. So he's trying to work on that. We're going to see about referring you maybe to, he says, mental health. The mental health court may be able to help you with housing and your mental health. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we're going to bring you back on March 3rd. And Ms. Ferguson, when you do an order, yeah, she already has the reset form, and she's going to do an order for him to be reviewed, for you to be reviewed for mental health. Okay? Do you have it now? Now that you understand everything, do you have any questions about anything? You sure? All right, now's the time. Do you have any questions for your attorney?
We answered them.
Okay. All right. Have a great day. Okay?
Thank
You're welcome.
One more, Your Honor.
Yes, just 1 second. And who's your other person?
Roberto Avalos.
Roberto Avalos Jr.
No answer at the docket, Your Honor.
All right, let me see if he's on a commercial bond.
He is, Your Honor.
All right, do you want to try calling the commercial bondsman?
We have tried that in the past. I only have communications with an address that apparently is wrong.
Okay,
Not necessarily wrong, Your Honor, but incomplete. If you look at the court's notification, it says 750 Bynum Avenue. However, if you check in our case management system, you'll find that the last known address for this defendant is 750 Bynum Avenue, number 12. And if you look on Google Maps, you'll find that the location for that address is a trailer. So it is possible that notification was sent to an incomplete address and therefore not complete.
all right. So counsel, do you want to check with the bondsman again or no?
Well, Your Honor.
All right, so once you check with the bondsman, just come back. Ms. Ferguson, could you give defense counsel the number to the bondsman on Roberto Avalos, please?
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Jose Cervantes. Jose Angel Cervantes.
He's in the box. Cervantes. Come here. See, usted.
Oh, we need an interpreter.
Yes.
All right, just have him have a seat.
Siento. Siéntate.
Norman, could you call for an interpreter to come down, please? Jamarian Greer. Come forward. Hello, why were you late for court?
Traffic.
All right, so you're gonna have to make plans for traffic. There's always rush hour traffic and there's always traffic in San Antonio. It's becoming 35. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your attorney is currently in jury trial. See in the system. All right, Norma, on Greer. Let's recall this for February 27th. Your attorney should be complete with jury trial by then. All right, once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Just have a seat. The coordinator will call you when she's ready for you to sign the form.
Thank you.
All right, do you have any questions about anything?
Oh, man.
All right, thank you. Ah, okay. Okay, let me take care of it. Just 1 second.
Cell phone to his client.
All right, thank you.
Phone to Thur.
And Alfonso was here, right?
He's here. He's not.
Yeah.
You heard him?
Okay, all right, where's the file on Eduardo Reyes?
Rear.
Excuse me, could you pull the file on Eduardo Reyes?
Grab a beam right here. Valentine, sign where it says defendant.
So is Eduardo Reyes in the back?
They just took.
We just took him back to.
All right, so can you look at the system to see if the evaluation has been completed? All right, and what is the result? Yes.
He's been seen. He was found incompetent first,
Okay.
and then he was at the hospital, refused to take medications.
Ah,
When the order to force medication came in or was threatened, he just behaved normal.
okay.
And the reports itself speaks loud about that he kind of, they suggest that he's malingering. I've been trying to talk to him. He comes to Zoom, he sees me, and he just turns back around. If we want to have him seen again, we can do that.
Do you think he needs to be seen again?
I mean, I'm not an expert on that. I mean, I've seen people that clearly show signs of incompetency.
Mhm.
He knows who I am. He knows things, but I mean,
So
for
do
all
you,
safe and everybody's, out of caution, that would be a good idea.
all right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
refer him for another competency evaluation.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then what we'll do is we'll recall you back for March 27th.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Do you want me to file a motion too, or just file the motion and
Yes,
when we can
if
just get it
you'll
all?
file it, yes.
I'll file it today, good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Maybe excuse?
Yes.
Alfonso, can you just?
Yeah,
Because they'll
I'll
take a
send
look.
it and I'll send you an email.
Okay, thank you.
I just need my little ticket.
Okay, I will give it to you.
To kind of encourage him with life force to come.
Here.
Yes.
Gordon Chase. All right, are you all proceeding on the motion to revoke?
Right,
All right, court is calling 2020 CR 2543 State versus Garden Chase. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state, for the defense?
Glenn Payne for the defense.
And are you Mr. Chase? Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Chase Gordon who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 2543 for the offense of robbery on December 15, 2021 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violated condition number 46 on or about 26th day of September 2024, Travis County, Texas. Defendant Chase Gordon within and there failed to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of the Thur County Community Supervision and Corrections Department Substance Abuse Felony Punishment Facility, Continuum of Care Treatment Plan. And that the defendant failed to report to the Officer Transitional Center in violation of condition number 46.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State?
Oh, that's the only violation.
I have two.
That's the only one.
All right. All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 46, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 46? Court will find violation of condition number 46 true. Is there a proposed agreement? State, what are you requesting?
State's requesting revocation.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, actually, we're gonna ask the court to follow those 4 years. I spoke to my client. And I'm gonna tell Jason that we agreed to the recommendation. That's what my client. is
The
asking.
recommendation for,
4 years.
all right, is that the agreement?
I'm sorry, I didn't know that was an agreement, but the state is recommending 4 years. In Texas Department of Corrections.
Are you in agreement to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will then grant the motion, find you guilty, revoke, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with Rose Marie Martinez. Probation, was there any restitution in this case?
Judge, no restitution is listed.
All right. So no contact with Rose Marie Martinez. There's to be $1,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, I'll ask for the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community does not increase the time that you're in custody, but it's to help you maintain your sobriety. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a seat, sir, please.
You're welcome. Who is here on Rakeem Esmore?
Oh, Judge She stepped away for 10 minutes to go do a hearing real quick and she'll be right back. And the, interpreter just walked in.
All right, whenever they're ready, let me know. Hi, thank you. Craig Cantu?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Greg was here February 6th. And they haven't brought him up and back yet, but if I could waive his appearance. We've
Sure.
done a jail visit.
Okay.
I talked with him February 6th. I got documents from the jail, certificates, classes I provided to the state. We proposed an offer.
Okay.
They've reached out to the complainant. They need 2 more weeks. They're going to mail a letter. This may be resolved. We're just asking to come back in 2 weeks.
All right. Norma, I need a 2-week reset on Craig Cantu.
February 27th.
Yes.
All right, February 27th. Do you want him to be brought out?
We don't need him brought out. We just recently spoke with him too.
All right, Deputy Laura, on Craig Cantu, you can send him back. Just have them let him know that we've spoken to his attorney. They want him called back for February 27th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. The interpreter's ready, Judge, whenever you are.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm ready on Mr. Enriquez. Is that Mr. Enriquez? Cervantes. All right, Mr. Cervantes. Thank you.
Señor Cervantes, pase por favor.
¿Se va a parar aquí, señor, entre las dos banditas? Vea siempre a la juez. Yo le digo a la juez, que siempre vea a la juez, que no voltee a ver.
Mr. Cervantes, your attorney is actually in jury trial, so he cannot be here. We're going to recall your case for February 27th. If your attorney wants you brought over before February 27th, he will let us know.
Yes.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, she just said that we're gonna wait, right?
Yes, and let him know that his attorney did file a motion to reduce his bond. Again, we're just waiting for your attorney.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Deputy Laura. We've completed the hearing, and Norma, if you let the system reflect that we had an interpreter.
Oh, yeah, if you have another one, yes. Okay. Oh, 667 and 666. Thank you, Norma. All right, see you later.
Thank you.
Bye, bye, Judge.
Bye-bye.
No talking in the box.
Hey, stop talking.
We're discussing. All right, sounds good. Sure. And is your email ripped up?
Yeah.
I'm assuming they don't have it.
Carlos Benavides,
He's still, they're still in.
Roberto Avalos.
Defense counsel is trying to contact Jonathan.
All right, thank you. Rakeem Asmar.
Joanne, is still in the hearing, Judge. That'll take about 10 minutes.
Okay. Cody Wise Carver. All right, this is a plea.
Yes, Judge.
Are there any applications? All right, court is calling 2020 CR 8047 State versus Cody Lee Wise Carver. Could I have the parties announced for the record?
Jason, give your hand for the state.
John Pettis for defense.
And are you Cody Wise Carver?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Wise Carver, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Your Honor, we actually, well, we are, but we also have an oral amendment to the indictment.
All right, and what is the amendment?
The amendment would be, third line down in the middle where we have the call coverage of the previous conviction, Your Honor. It reads right now, currently SC 69293E. And it should read SC 69293D, adding the 1, Your Honor.
Defense has no objection to the amendment.
All right, Mr. Wise Carver, do you understand that that's a substantive change to the indictment?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that your attorney has 10 days to prepare for trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any objection to the indictment as changed by the state?
No, ma'am.
All right. Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with unlawful possession of metal or body armor by a felon? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in, the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
And there's a plea only to one case, correct?
That's correct. You don't have to be taken into
Thank you. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do so believe, Judge. Yes. Yes.
Mr. Wise Carver, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Extremely, ma'am.
Right. The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his rights to jury trial. And I'm sorry, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. There's no application. The state will take in consideration 2020 CR 8534. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
That is correct. Ma'am.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to the offense, as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with all this attachments.
All
No
right.
objections.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just that we'd ask you follow the agreement, Judge, and as well to let you know on I have the dates, July 14th, 2021, my client was in federal custody at the time. A warrant was issued for failure to appear in order to start giving him credit. He has been in custody since then.
All right, I'm sorry. Could you repeat the date again?
The date was July 14th, 2021. We just asked that he be given credit for that time. We also technically had 3 months prior to that, but then the July date eats up time.
Okay. All right, the court is going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served, taking consideration 2020 CR 8534, give you credit for any time served while this case was pending. And there is to be no contact with Evers Road in San Antonio, Texas.
Grandmother lives there, Judge. She's lived there for 55 years.
I mean, all of this, that's where all of this occurred,
I know, Judge.
and people are frightened. All right, did you review the document titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition or body armor. If you have a question of what weapon or ammunition or body armor is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Have a seat, sir, please.
Yes.
I just want to make sure it was the specific address of that apartment complex that we were talking about, the no contact order, right?
No.
The entire Everett Road, the
Mhm.
entire road.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because based upon that's based upon what I read in the police report. That's why.
It was just at the apartment complex, is my understanding. It wasn't, my understanding, I mean,
Yes. Yes, no contact with Evers Road.
I think it's Everett Road.
And then he was,
Well,
yeah. You understand?
I understand that part.
All right, thank you.
Judge, Mr. Callahan is back with some information and Mr. Control.
All right, Roberto Avalos? Yes. Yes.
You said that that record is from 23 and they have changed records, so they do not have access, at least presently, to Mr. Avalos' whereabouts.
All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 012312, State versus Roberto Avalos. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris, Italy.
Defense?
Denny Callahan.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:24 a.m. Defense, you've made attempts through the bonds office to reach your client. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the client has not made an appearance. State.
Forfeit the bond, issue a warrant.
All right, that will be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank
And do you have anyone else with us, Mr.
No,
Kelly?
Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right. That's a yeah. All right, thank you. All right, Jorge De Leon. Jorge De Leon.
That's Mr.
I think-
Richie stepped out.
Yeah, we missed Bush stepped out.
Carlos Benavides. Good morning. All right, where are we on discovery?
There are recordings made by Eagle, the SAPD surveillance helicopter that were not produced as part of the evidence production for this case. I requested SAPD to produce those as quickly as possible. Additionally, the felon possessed firearm that is not indicted was filed at large. That does not have most of the discovery, so I asked SAPD to produce that for them.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. I only have one case on the docket, and I guess the felon in possession, was that recently indicted?
It's not indicted at all. It was filed at large.
Ah, okay. All right, so we're gonna recall this for March 27th. That will be the last discovery date on this case.
Your Honor, it's been over 90 days now on the felon in possession. We've asked the court to grant a PR bond on that case.
All right, so file the motion and I'll hear it. All right, is there anything else?
No.
All right, so Norma, March 27th, and we'll bring you back. Counsel, whenever you file that motion, we'll be ready to hear it.
We'll file it today. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
They don't want to.
Have a seat, sir. Back in a bit.
Just one moment. Rakim Osmar? Yes. All right, let me see here. All right, this final plea Deadline date?
Judge, you reset our last plea bargain deadline date to today, because I had some information to provide to the district attorney's office.
Yes.
Which I provided to the district attorney's office, but I haven't had a chance to confer with the first chair. She's not here today. So I would be requesting a couple more weeks to do that.
So when is the first chair going to be here? Do we have a first chair? All right, so we're calling it next week. Norma, set this for February 18th. There will be no further plea deadline date extensions after that date.
Okay, all right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Ezekiel Martinez.
Judge, I'm present for him.
Yes.
He refused to come today. So here I am. You said the last week that today would be the last day for the.
So he refused to be here?
Yes, Judge, he refused to come to court today.
All right, are you available this afternoon or no?
Not really,
Can you be available this afternoon?
not really.
Yeah, you can.
No, I'm hosting a luncheon.
Am I invited to this luncheon?
Well, I'm a co-host for Valentine's Day. You're more than welcome to go.
Now, you know what somebody said? They say if you are invited someplace at the last minute, then there was no intention for you to come.
I didn't do the invitations. I was just put on the committee.
All right, Deputy Laura. He's to be here on Friday morning. And let the deputies know they're to bring him over Friday morning.
I could request them, Judge, but if you don't have a written order, it's not like.
Oh, just tell them to bring him over. I'll sign a written over saying that he is to be brought over.
So Friday
Yes.
or tomorrow?
Mhm.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, thank
See you
you.
tomorrow.
All
Thank you.
right.
Thank you. You can use your file for Mr. Hardy.
You know, I might, yeah.
She'll call you in order to.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'll put it up there.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Benavides, Asmar.
Guadalupe Rodriguez. Oh, come down, Mr. Rodriguez. All right, so it was recalled today. It's supposed to be for Tacoma results.
Judge, there's been a little bit of a complication. I want to bring the court up to speed to information that the court may not have, and that is Mr. Rudd.
Have you all conferred with probation?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, and the state judge.
Okay.
We all.
All right, everyone, please whisper. Yes.
So Judge, there was an arrest warrant issued pursuant to a revocation on a blue warrant. And according to my discussions with Mr. Rodriguez, that he is going to be in
TDC for at least a minimum of almost 4 years, 3.5 years or something like that. He has an underlying 4-year sentence on this cause he's before the court on. I look to the court for whatever the court wants to do. It seems appropriate perhaps to, if he agrees to.
Well, do you all want a revocation?
I think so, Judge. I think that'd probably be the most realistic, and I've explained to him how that would work. And
All right, if you all are going to waive notice, then I'm sure a revocation can be done today.
we'd waive notice, Judge.
All right, so if you'll talk to probation and to the state.
We already actually discussed those
Thank you. Just have a seat. They're not done with this. They're gonna come back. This one's done. Jorge De Leon. Tell him not to sign. Good morning.
I apologize for not being available earlier. I was in the back.
No problem. So
doing
where are we
something
on
case
discovery?
related. We are almost there. A new piece of discovery has just been made available to me. I have to get that from the DA. Is it something that's not downloadable?
All right, what is the
Please.
discovery? Rick, what's the discovery that's missing?
It is another film. I don't know. I don't remember offhand exactly what it is, but it's another piece of photographic or video evidence from the day of the occurrence.
All right, so do you know what it is?
But if she wants it out, I can have it downloaded to and provide it to her.
All right. All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this in 30 days for discovery.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we'll be back on March 17th
Okay.
for discovery. All right,
Okay.
do you have any questions?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we'll see you back then, okay? Thank
No,
you.
there's-
Thank you.
May we be excused, Your Honor?
Well, you can. He is not excused.
Please, Your Honor.
Have a good one.
Tomorrow's Valentine's.
I know. All right, Samantha Ladone. Samantha Ladone. Yes. All right, who's here on Eric Padilla? Thank you. Hello.
Can I have like 2 minutes to talk to you?
Sure.
May we step back?
Yes. Isaac Hernandez. Oh, and sir, if you'll just take a seat in the box. Yes. Thank you. Good morning. All right, are you all ready to proceed?
Yes,
Judge.
All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 9154C State versus Isaac Hernandez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Gary, and y'all.
Defense?
Karen Corby, attorney for Isaac Hernandez, Your Honor.
And are you Isaac Hernandez? Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Isaac Hernandez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 9154C for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on November 29, 2021 for a period of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor. Violate the condition number 2 on or about the 26th day of May, 2023 in Bear County, Texas. Defendant Isaac Hernandez did then and there consume alcoholic beverages in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Violate conditions.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. It is not motion. And to actually extend the individual on his deferred for 9 months. And for this individual to come up to date with his probation and fees and other things that he has on probation.
All right, and probation on Hernandez, is that your recommendation? All right. You want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Isaac Hernandez.
All right, you can lower your hand. What have you been doing on probation?
I finished my drug classes. I finished community service and parenting classes as well.
All right, so what happened?
There was like a domino effect of things happening at the time. I had lost my car, so it led me to losing my job. And it was just a lot of things happening. I was moving at the same time.
So why didn't you call probation?
I did. There was many times that she would switch the timing, and I didn't have a car at the time, so it would lead for me not to go. But I would call. She would,
So you were saying you were having issues with probation?
no, just like with the car getting there. Just getting there.
So if she was changing or the probation officer was changing times on you, which was causing issues, why didn't you come back to the court and say, hey, I'm having issues, probation is changing times on me? And maybe I would have said, okay, I'm going to give you 3 months, get your life together, and you can report by Zoom. So why didn't you do that?
I should have done that. I don't know.
Here's the thing, you're looking at 20 years in prison. You're gonna have to start learning how to problem solve, and that problem solve can't be not paying attention to your responsibilities, because based upon this plea of true to number 2, I could still revoke you. This agreement you have with the parties is just a recommendation for me. You have a contract with the court. It's not a contract with the state or the defense. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So do not come back here again for violations where you have not tried to reach out to probation and reach out to the court if there's an issue. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court is finding violation of condition number 2 true. The court will extend you for, I'm going to extend you for 3 months.
Thank you.
Judge, it would be extended from November of this last year.
Huh?
And
Then I'm going to, I'm gonna extend you for 4 months.
This month.
And because he's completed everything, has he not?
Payments, you want.
Except for payment?
I don't think there's any restitution, but.
All right. Is there any restitution?
No, Judge.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do. How much does he owe in payments?
The total amount due is $1,470.
When do you think you'll be able to pay that?
At least within, within 4 months, I'll be able to pay it.
Do you think you can pay before then though? Maybe you can borrow some money from family or something?
Yes, I can.
Here's the thing, the bad thing, let me just tell you the bad thing about borrowing money. Then that's hanging over your head because it's still money you need to pay. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm finding two true. I'm gonna extend you for 8 months. If you pay off that amount, $1,470 sooner than that, I will let you off early. But what that means is there has to be no more violations, no drinking of alcohol, nothing. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor?
All right, make sure, probation, if you can make sure, well, let me give this to you. That's $1,470. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, but otherwise you've been doing great. Don't let we can go off the record, don't let life's problems beat you down. Everybody has some issues that crop up in their life. I have issues that crop up in my life. You just have to deal with it and learn how to problem solve. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Judge, may I?
Yes.
His mother is in the gallery
Mhm.
and she says she can pay that today. She wants to pay it today.
Oh.
But he does work. He works
All right,
hard.
so Mom, are you planning on paying that today? All right, are you gonna make him pay that back?
Yes, he works for my husband, so he's gonna pay that.
Well, I mean, that's just some extra payment he has. Here's the thing. This is what I always say. If you lend money to family members or friends, consider it a gift. Don't hold it against them if they don't pay it back. If they pay it back, great. If they don't.
Yes, that's definitely how I see it.
Okay, all right, thanks, Mom. You should thank your mom for agreeing to pay this. All right, once it's paid, then you all can file an early termination. All right, good luck. Don't come back here
Yes, ma'am.
unless you're coming back by to say hi.
So
Yes,
Judge,
ma'am.
I just want to confirm, do you still want me to do the extension? Or,
If you all can tell her where she needs to go to pay, if she pays it today, then I'll sign the termination today. The termination satisfied.
okay,
All right, I don't know. The reason why I say go ahead, the reason why I'm thinking go ahead and extend it, because I
right,
don't know if something's gonna be closed, things happen.
right.
All right. All right, you'll be released. Mom, he'll be released today at like midnight or 1 a.m. That's when they release, okay?
Have a seat,
All
Judge.
right, you're welcome.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
Eric Padilla, are you all ready on that?
Yes.
All right. And I'm
No
sorry,
talking in the box, please.
what page was he on?
He's on page 8.
All right. Court is calling 2024 CR 010675 State versus Eric Padilla. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Megan Galloway from the state.
Tony Jimenez from Mr. Padilla.
All right. You entered a plea of no contest on January 30th to count 1. According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There is a $2,000 fine. Just 1 second. Oh. And there is, the state is silent on your application. The state is taking in consideration 2024 CR 010691 and 2024 CR 010929.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Yes.
Mr. Jimenez and I have conferred to an additional term that the defendant has agreed to, so I don't know if you want me to put it on the paperwork
Yes.
right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, just one moment, I'm sorry. Okay. Very much. It's. All right. So. All right, the state and the defense have agreed to add to your plea bargain agreement that there's to be no contact with Desiree Weir. Is this W-E-I-R-E?
It's WEIK.
Okay, W-E-I-K?
WEIK.
Okay, or Thur Drive. All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
None, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will hear argument.
Judge, my client is accepting responsibility for his actions and also his criminal history. He's resigned himself to make changes in his own life, part of which is involving the fact that he's been incarcerated for such a long period of time. He's not a high school graduate. He is not gang affiliated. He was working a part-time job as a handyman during the time that he was in the community in which he lives. He's been treated in the past at the Center for Healthcare Services on Fredericksburg and Callahan Road. He suffers from PTSD, bipolar, and depression. That's been confirmed by Dr. Greasy of the Center for Healthcare Services. He was on SSI. Because of his incarceration, he's lost those benefits. When he's finally discharged from the Texas Department of Corrections, he would have to then reapply, provide additional medical, and it's questionable, or it's really going to be a decision at that point whether or not he's going to be able to continue with SSI benefits. He's asking the court for their consideration in this particular case. He may want to address the court directly. I know that you often ask questions of individuals brought before you. He's in a position that he's willing to answer all the court's questions, and we're asking for an appropriate punishment by this court.
All right, is there anything you wish to say?
No, Your Honor.
All right, are you sure?
Yes.
All right, because I will tell you what I'm trying to understand is, why would you do this? Because that's part of sentencing. I'm trying to see where you are at mentally. I do take into consideration that your counsel says that you suffer from mental health issues. I understand that. What I can tell you is I don't think this is an appropriate case for probation based upon the fact that, you know, this is an elderly person and they were terrified. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
All right.
Yes, I understand.
So is there anything you wish to say to the court or no? All right, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 8 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Take in consideration 2024 CR 01091, 2024 CR 010929. There's to be no contact with Desiree or Richard Wilk W. White. So did you know them?
Yeah, I used to live with Richard.
All right, WEIK.
W-E-I-K, yeah.
And there's to be no contact with Thur, F-U-R-R Drive, San Antonio, Texas, 78207. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And counsel, I'll add the therapeutic community to hopefully address any mental health issues as well.
Thank you very much.
All right, good luck to you.
All right, good luck. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Just one second. Counsel, did I give you the trial court certification?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Judge, I have.
All right, now,
To me, and I get-
all right. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal, because it's a felony conviction, which I'm repeating. You're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. My understanding is there is a victim impact statement. So just listen and internalize what's being said. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Over here, put your back against the counter.
Does. My name is Desiree White. I am the daughter of the victim, Richard Allen White. My dad cannot be here today because my dad passed away in October. I have to sit here and I have to speak for him. Although my dad's death certificate says that he died of pneumonia and complications, I know what killed him was a broken heart, as well as the feelings of betrayal. My dad was elderly, he was disabled, he was on the verge of being unable to walk. But that didn't stop you from attacking him and breaking into the home. I heard part of the 911 call in which you made a comment similar to, you don't know who the F you're effing with, mother effer. I heard my dad beg 911 to come because he was terrified that you were going to kill him. My dad had a heart condition, hopefully, that basically meant that he had shortness of breath, fatigue, and his heart would skip beats. When you and your little friends would call him from the jail and harassing him to drop the charges, harass him to send you money, to send you care packages, my dad would have panic attacks and chest pains. The last week of his life, the doctors and nurses told me that had he not had that stress, he probably could have survived the pneumonia. Did that to my dad. My dad did not know you from Adam. You are not our blood relation. You are not a relative. My dad believed, and You can say you're a Christian or you can be Christ-like. My dad had a history of taking young men who were troubled under his wing. He would give them little jobs around the house, they could have pocket money. When I was in university, I would come home to my grandmother cooking meals for men who looked like they were extras in gang movies. My dad would take time to teach these young men how to fill out job applications, how to answer interview questions. My dad gave you a place to live when you had no place to go. All you had to do was do little jobs around the house and take care of his rental properties. But you couldn't do that. When I was preparing for my dad's funeral, I had to go through his belongings. I went through and I looked for the awards that he had won for his hard work. I saw the letters of recommendation that he received. And I also found the letters you wrote him from 2017 when you were incarcerated, from 2018 when you were incarcerated. You thanked him for treating you like a son. You thanked him for sending care packages. You thanked him for letters. You thanked him for supporting you when no one else would. But then something changed. Last July, I don't know what happened. You went off the rails. But after a week of being incarcerated, I found the last letter you sent my dad. I was gonna read it to the court, but I'm not going to. But a week after threatening to kill my dad, you sent him a picture of a teddy bear holding a smoking gun after you threatened to kill him. And you wrote, Padrino, Richard White. For those who don't speak Spanish, Padrino means godfather. A godfather is a man who stands up to care for someone when their own father can't. My dad was not a padrino to you. He was a father to you. There are 3 pages here. Some of it's nonsense, some of it makes sense. Nowhere in this letter do you take responsibility. In fact, you even wrote down, I am being detained on a 2nd-degree burglary and aggravated robbery from a simple criminal mischief. You downplayed your behaviors. And then you go on to say that we are past this. You may be past it. I'm happy to pick up the pieces. I'm the one that had to comfort my dad anytime he got a phone call and had a panic attack from you. I'm the one that had to help my dad do the eviction notice. I'm the one who had to clean up the drug paraphernalia that you left. I'm the one that's picking this up. So I'm happy that you've told him to move on, but I'm here to pick up the pieces. Your letter goes on to talk about your ex, to talk about your daughter. Nowhere in here do you ask for forgiveness. Nowhere in here do you say, can you please forgive me? But in here you write demanding Zoom calls, demanding care packages. On this page, you demand $800 for GPS. And you go on, you want another $100 for who knows what. And it keeps going on, demanding, give me, give me, give me. And the last page you even wrote, you know, I love you like a father. I have to ask you, what kind of man attacks the only person who cares about him? No one does this to their father. After Dad died, we had a lot of conversations about you. Dad said he was conflicted. As a human, he wanted revenge. My father even said he wished you would burn in the fires of hell. My dad never said things like that before he did what you did. And my dad said he knew as a Christian, he was supposed to forgive you, but he said he couldn't. And he said that he's gonna die. He's gonna go to his grave without conflict. Well, he did. He went to his grave without conflict. My dad said that he could overlook the hundreds of things that you did, the fire that mysteriously got started, the cocaine, the heroin. He could overlook the broken windows, the broken doors. But he couldn't overlook the fact you put hands on him. I've been to practically every court hearing that you've had. I sat over there with my colleagues and I watched you cut jokes. I saw you snicker and play games while Counselor Jimenez was trying to give you representation. I know you told your counselor that you were ready for change. However, I don't think you are. In preparation, I prayed for this. I prayed every day. But when this day came, I would have the strength to see you. I didn't pray that you went to prison. I didn't pray that you would get probation. I prayed that the Holy Spirit would guide the judge to make a fair judgment on you, because I am so blinded by rage. You could drop dead, and I would laugh at you quickly right now. I'm not that kind of person. But I am grateful to Judge Boyd, not because she's sending you to prison. That's not why I'm grateful. I'm grateful because she has a clear, level head. In fact, she's one of my colleagues. I hold her in very high esteem. I am very surprised that you asked for deferred achievement. It's like you forgot I'm a probation officer. When I found out that you had 3 cases, 2 of those cases were assigned in my court. I did the right thing. I called my court family and I told them I need him transferred. He needs an opportunity of fairness, because I know you weren't going to get in my court. I found out that one of your attorneys is a very good friend of mine. I called the attorney up and I asked him to recuse himself so that you would have an opportunity of fairness. Luckily, you didn't get probation, so I don't have to call my superiors and tell them how my personal life and my work life have collided. I don't have to ask and beg my colleagues to give you a fair shot. I can give you a fair shot because I believe everyone's entitled to a fair shot. But my coworkers are bloodthirsty. I couldn't guarantee that for you. I prepared 2 statements, one for if you got probation and one if you got prison time. I told you what I would say to you if you got probation, but honestly, I wasn't expecting you to get prison. I have got mixed emotions and I'm holding on right now because when I walk out that door, I'm probably gonna collapse and cry. You put my dad through it. You use your mental health as an excuse. At no time do you take responsibility that you didn't take your meds and that you were abusing substances. I hope you get the help you need. I would say I wish you the best, but you had the best life a stranger could have under the care of my dad. Now that you're going off to wherever you're going off to, I can move on. I can clear out the apartment that you had, and I can do what I need to do to go on with this. I just hope that you can change. I don't know if you can, but I hope you can. Your daughter deserves better than what you do. I hope that you are shown mercy, but sadly, you didn't show my dad any mercy. There's more things I can say, but this is my workplace. The deputies are my friends. The probation officers that are present here are here to support me. I am not going to embarrass myself and tell you anything else. I have a future that you don't have, and I'm not going to let you take anything else from me. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Nelson, Frederica Nelson. Frederica Nelson, come up, please. All right, was the state able to tender an offer?
We've been informed, because this is an incident that took place at a licensed child care facility, that this may have to get transferred to our dick department. So pending that, if it does, they'll take over the process of giving him a plea offer. If it ends up staying, then I will present a plea offer to defense counsel.
All right, Norma, recall this for February 27th.
Yes, now.
All right, we'll bring you back on February 27th.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Just have a seat, and once you sign the reset form, you excuse.
Right.
Paula Diaz. Could you pull the file on Paula Diaz, Norma? It didn't appear.
Well, he knew, I told you that he didn't show up. He came in and he left. He's here. Defendant?
Yes.
Oh, he's here.
Oh, he's here. Okay.
Is it this one? Is it this one?
Yes. Oh, Paul A. Diaz. He didn't show up. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
On the docket, it says Paula. So I'm like,
It's just.
you know, it's like the
It's space judge.
all right, it's like the 60s song. Hey, hey, Paula, we're gonna marry you.
Thank you.
Court is calling 2024 CR 011615 and 2024 CR 011616 State versus Ahmad Brown. Could I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state? Defense. All right, and are you Ahmad Brown? Am I pronouncing your first name correctly? Counsel, have you received all of the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I have, Judge.
And each cause number, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications in this case?
No, Your Honor.
And each cause number, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? State. And cause number 2024 CR 11615. Are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Oh, Your Honor, waiving computer enhancement.
Any objection?
No objection.
And cause number 2024 CR 011616. Are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, sir.
All right. And cause number ending in 16, you're charged with an unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. And cause number ending in 15, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 to 4 grams. Each of those are third-degree felonies. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand in each cause number, you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Counsel, in each cause number, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Brown, in each cause number, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? In each cause number, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each cause number, did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. There are no applications. The cause numbers will run concurrently with each other, and the state will take in consideration NIMAC number 748278. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then in each cause number, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? State, in each cause number, do you have any evidence to support the plea?
Be contained in Exhibit 1 and attachment, Judge.
Well, we have no objections to either case.
All right, and state, do you have the dismissal?
Yes, sir.
All right. In each cause number, did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Sorry, in each cause number, did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, in each cause number, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
All right. What is your relationship to Trayvon Damon Allen? How so?
Cousin's boyfriend.
Oh, so that's your cousin's boyfriend? All right. This is what the court, are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
All right, and cause number 2024 CR 011615. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 5 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 011616. Take in consideration NIMAC number 748278, and there's to be no contact with Trayvon, TRAEYVON, Damon, DAM, Allen. All right. And cause number 2024 CR 011616. The court will find you guilty, sentence you to 5 years in the prison, credit for any time served, $2,000 fine, time and money to run concurrent. This is run concurrent with 2024 CR 011615. Take in consideration NIMAC number 748278. There's to be no contact with Trayvon Damon Allen. And each cause number, did you review the documents entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because these are plea bargain agreements, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. How old are you? All right, do you want to spend the rest of your life in prison? All right, so you're gonna have to change your ways and stop hanging around people who mean you no good. Like Travion, that is not your relative. It sounds like he's a distant cousin's boyfriend. You know, I don't know where we've got into this place in our society where boyfriends of a cousin becomes family. They're not married. He doesn't have any commitment to your family and he doesn't have any commitment to you. Because if he did, guess what he would have said? Do not be in this car with drugs because it's not allowed. Do not, you're a felon. You can't have a weapon. That's what a good person and a good family member would have been telling you. You understand? All right, good luck to you.
Judge, if I may.
Yes.
His mother and father are here today. They didn't come in, and these are some of the nicest people I've ever met. They're really concerned about him. And they're giving me some history on him and, he's got some mental health issues. Can you in prison, can you make him the therapeutic or the mental health?
Yes, I'll ask for the therapeutic community and I'll note mental health issues.
And also I have, to speak what you've done with him, I have told him how fortunate he is to have the parents that he has.
Oh,
I
yes.
don't see that very often. Parents that are really good people really carry it like they are. And hopefully he'll think about that when he gets out. He'll respect his parents a whole lot more.
All right, do you love your parents? How much? All right, so stop breaking their heart. They want what's best for you. And I don't know why, this is another thing too. Children will take the advice of a stranger before they take the advice of your parent. Now, it appears that your parents are good people. So guess what? What they're telling you, they're not telling you to hurt you. They're telling you so that you maybe won't make the same mistakes they made. Because believe it or not, parents have already lived their life. They know that you shouldn't be making a right turn or don't go down that dark road. You understand? So listen to them. All right. And you're going to prison, but guess what? Anytime in prison is bad, but it's not the end of the world. You're still alive. You can still do better. You understand? So when you go there, make sure if you want to get a degree in something, get a degree. It's free. All right. All right. Good luck to you. Thank you. All right. Is there anybody else who's ready?
Judge Matt,
Go ahead. I think we're just waiting on you.
can I give you a quick update on EMTRs?
Yes.
The Dawn, they are being worked on right now. I don't know how long that's gonna take.
All right. So everyone, y'all need to be back here at 1:30 and I'll take you all during a break for trial.
Just one concern.
Yes.
Ms. Ladon, she is currently being housed in Burnett County, so that's like a 2-hour drive. So they brought her for today.
All right. No, who's her attorney?
She's right here. She's right here.
Oh, we're going to take care of it.
Okay.
Yes. So we're going to take care of that today, but everyone needs a lunch break and we're in a jury trial. So 1:30, but I'll be able to take you all up during a break in the trial. All right. All right. Thank you.